Nithyananda.
Nithyananda. My name is Ma Nithya Pramayananda and welcome to my channel again, and the second part of the conversation with the youngest generation of the initiate of Nithyananda Order. So, Ma Sadashiva Priya, the Rudra Kanya, Ma Purnananda, the youngest Purna Sannyasi in Nithyananda Order, and Ma Priyankananda, the first daughter of Swamiji. So today we will be talking about the lifestyle here at the Bengaluru Adinam, and basically how the day of the Bhautika Brahmacharyas and Purna Sannyasis look like. So, how is it?
Well, I'll start off. So Swamiji has actually put into place a really great routine, morning routine for us for the Vedic tradition. And it starts in the morning usually at 4:30 a.m. during the summer, and then sometimes in the winter it'll happen a little later because it's cold, maybe starting around 5 a.m. It starts with morning yoga, an hour of that, and then we have puja, which is the devotional time, the opportunity to set the context for your day. Remind yourself of all of the clicks, the initiations that the Master has given you in this lifetime, and set the intention for the day, what kind of day you want to live, the way you want to live that day, whatever you want to cause as your reality. And then next is kirtans, we dance, which the Rudra Kanya will lead all of us and get all of us to dance. And then we have satsang, which is a time when we just enrich ourselves, we listen to Swamiji's teachings. Literally any question you have at that time will be answered by that satsang. It doesn't matter what the satsang is, it doesn't matter if it's live, recorded, you will get the answer you need. So that's the beautiful way that we start out our morning in the Adinam.
I remember when a friend of mine done in Awakening, and this was the first time when I was introduced to the teachings and to Swamiji, and I thought 4:30 in the morning, who would like to even wake up at this time? But actually this is a very profound time. So what's behind?
Well, if you guys want to jump in, jump in. But basically Swamiji has told us that this time from about, it's around 4:30 to 6 or 4 to 6 in the morning is called the Brahma Muhurta time. And so it's a really auspicious time to be awake because it's when the night is turning into the day. It's a very spiritual time, and it's the time during which you can decide whatever breakthroughs you want to have, whatever reality you want to cause, that happens during this time period. So when you're not unconscious, when you can be awake and conscious and aware during this time period, you have the ability to break literally free from your karmic patterns. Whatever patterns have been holding on to you, laziness patterns, boredom patterns, those are probably some of the biggest ones that all of us face. This is the time for us to break through those patterns.
And I remember when I was writing the book Sleep Your Way to Enlightenment, I remember Swamiji once said in his old satsangs where every day when we sleep and we wake up, a number of cognitions, a number of cognitions can be easily transformed to the cognition that you choose. So when you're awake at that particular time, you can consciously choose what cognitions you want to have for your life, what cognitions you want to have on yourself, which is going to be the frame, the lens through which you see the world. So this is actually the best time where when you're awake, you can choose to actually drop and disconnect from the old past cognitions which are from incompletions or pain, and consciously decide how do you want to see yourself, how do you want to hold yourself in the life.
Thank you. Actually, I remember the last few months when I spent outside of the Bengaluru Adinam and setting the intention, how powerful it was, and that actually the day really aligned to whatever I wanted. So that's the magic, actually being around Swamiji, being around the divine. Such a powerful energy. So okay, so I would like you, Ma Sadashiva Priya, I was just wondering, you've been, I mean all of us, yes? We've been part of the Gurukul.
Yes.
And so you as a Rudra Kanya have been teaching them as well, the dance and the... can you tell something more? Because this was part of your routine, this was part of your day.
Yeah. Definitely. So I guess like when we think of sannyas or we think of brahmacharya in general, I don't think we think of like our general image of brahmachari sadhus or sannyasis is not people jumping around in complete ecstasy, which is actually a misassumption or communication on our part, and the way that like invaders and media has portrayed sadhus is almost being like equivalent to beggars. But like actually Swamiji says that brahmacharya, when we take on the vows of brahmacharya, or being a brahmachari or brahmacharini, is a person of complete ecstasy. Means they're actually like uncontrollable, laughing all the time, like complete joy they're expressing. And it's not even the idea, like the Buddhist idea of like sannyas, enlightenment or anything. We're not like sitting all day in meditation or anything. No, actually, we are ecstatic fellows, basically. We're completely like rolling around in laughter. Like that's what Swamiji promotes, these people who are completely joyful and completely radiating that joy, helping like an infectious kind of joy. And a part of that is is dancing and expressing that joy out of dance. So when we do kirtan, Swamiji has said it's one of the greatest ways to attain that bhava samadhi, or the samadhi, or the complete ecstasy of being in devotion or being a devotee of Lord Sadashiva. So being in that like kind of remembrance of being Sadashiva, we are celebrating him. We're just celebrating his existence, his like being him basically, and sharing the same space as him. So dance, like literally kirtan, is to remind us constantly every single morning that we are here celebrating Sadashiva. And it's not like, that's why the morning routine or anything like that is not like, it's not like a training ground, or it's not any torture that we're put in. It's actually a spiritual luxury, because like Swamiji has said, and of course we keep reminding ourselves, like how much we put into, like how much on the outside just for a few hours to ourselves, like how much would we actually like pay, or how much would we like be in complete bliss. Like I remember speaking with Yoga Swami, who is the department head of yoga here. She like was saying, like just for a chance to take a yoga class like we have, which we offer for free if you live as an Adinavasi, she would have paid $100 or like $175 per class to take a yoga class in a spa in the U.S. Like it's really expensive, like classes that you can come in here and take completely for free, which definitely sometimes we even take for granted. And even so morning puja, like all of this is ways that you can like just directly connect with Sadashiva, the source, and especially dance, where you can celebrate it in a very like raw way, which is like just the movement of your body, being able to just like move your body, and it's not like a classical instruction, it's not anything like that, it's just, you know, putting steps to music that, you know, is also remembering Sadashiva. So everything about it is remembering Sadashiva.
And you are a classical dancer.
Yeah.
You've been trained as a classical dancer.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity, so I've been at some point in my life as an amateur for a very short while. And I remember when I saw the kirtans for the first time and how they evolved, and looking at the balasans is such a joy, that's one, but the movement is almost become a professional movement, and it's incredible what is happening. I don't want to say on the dance floor, but basically at the front of Sadashiva. So yes, it's indescribable.
Yeah, definitely. We as a Rudrakanya, it's important to practice the classical dance, which I do teach here to the Gurukul kids, but also being able to practice that like wild movement and like the like Kutta kind of dance. Like that is actually what Swamiji says is like completely freeing and ecstatic movement of your body. So it's really great.
Okay.
All designed by Sadashiva.
So what we could say that basically the day is being designed around our involvement, but as a base, the base is a spiritual practice still. So I would like to come back to Ma Priyanka and what you've been doing. So there will be a year, 1.5, since you've been initiated as Bhautika Brahmacharya.
Yeah, so before I answer that question, I also want to just throw in there that coming from somebody who's had work experience, I worked for about 3 years after college, and I know that the constant. Sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've been trained as an accountant, yes?
Yes, I was working as, I got my bachelor's of science in business administration from the Ohio State University with accounting specialization. So I was working in a big, huge oil company. Well, it's not an oil company, but a huge chemical company. And I know at that time, whenever I even thought about yoga or like even doing 15 minutes of yoga or a 10-minute puja, the whole cognition was, I don't have time for this. I have to go for work. I have to go for this. You know, we don't even make 10 minutes of time to do something that's so important and so transformative. And here you're getting at least 4 to 5 hours a day to spend just in spiritual reflection, just in advancing yourself towards seeking and finding your source. So that's another like amazing thing about the routine that Swamiji is giving us here, allowing us to live. That's a lifestyle. And of course, he's taking care of us in the sense that whatever reasons I would be working for food, for clothing, for shelter, all of that is taken care of. I literally am in need and want of nothing here. I'm so well taken care of, more than I could have been in the material world. So that's the beauty of being an Adinavasi, and really it's like if you're not celebrating something is wrong, right? And that does happen also sometimes, I have to be honest, because we all are working through our own patterns, our own wrong cognitions that we've collected from childhood. So it's a continuous recognition of, oh my gosh, now another pattern is expressing, let me break through it, let me transform myself, let me get a little bit more mature. So that whole routine is designed around helping us to constantly, like you said, evolve and become our highest self. So in the past year, I've been here. I first started off doing my seva. So we don't actually have work. It's all seva. It's all just spending your time out of devotion and love for your guru to run whatever operations, like wherever you feel you can contribute. So I was in the accounts department for the first almost 1 year that I was here. I would say the first like 10 months. And then after that I joined the social media team, and that's a lot of fun. We have basically my seva, my spiritual devotional time is all set to being on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and making YouTube videos and just sharing with people about Swamiji, how much I love him, how awesome he is, and how much of a difference he made in my life and why he can help everybody else that's out there. So I couldn't think of a better way, honestly, to be spending my time.
Great. Purna Swami,
Okay.
how was your day?
My day for 4 years.
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay, my day for 4 years have been very interesting. I've not when I joined, I was part of the Inner Awakening. The time that was May 2013, a big Inner Awakening. So I was one of the main hall coordinator. It was a very interesting experience because that is when I was newly into the Sangha and newly as a brahmachari. Thank you. And then after the experience, after experiencing working with this many people, and then I went into department called Nithyananda Gurukul. I went into Nithyananda Gurukul, and then there I learned there my experience in Gurukul also was different. So after Gurukul, then I moved to publications, Nithyananda University Press, it's called now, and then I was responsible of that department. And then I had experiences with going to Malaysia, and then there it was literally multitasking all the way, like from accounts to feeding people to running the Adinam to interacting with people. So I was part of the group that was running everything, and it was a very interesting experience. And basically I would say that I came back, and then now then I was part of Gurukul again, and then I was part of social media enriching, and then I was part of Nithyananda University again, and now I'm part of Nithyananda Global Media, where sharing Swamiji's teachings and literally just all the time in front of camera and overflowing of bliss of Swamiji, for mostly aimed towards the Malaysians. So I would say 4 years has been an experience that I wouldn't have gotten if I decided to continue the 4-year degree that I was getting into. It's literally hands-on everything, like from cooking as per Bhagavad Shastra, running a kitchen, budgeting, accounting, how to not cheat in accounting, and running a adina, how to meditate people, how to keep them with you, and crisis, legal. It's like a lot of fun stuff. So my experience have been like colorful and all over the place, and I'm just so grateful to Swamiji for all of his experiences.
Okay, so we will end here, but there may be part 3, and thank you very much. And I think this gives us an outlook on what we do here, how the life and a day of the sannyasi or Bhautika Brahmacharya look like. So I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, any comments, please do let us know. And thank you very much for watching. Nithyanandam.
And